The bustling intergalactic bazaar of Lymara Prime was a kaleidoscope of colors, scents, and sounds, a place where the exotic met the bizarre in an endless dance of commerce and culture. Traders from countless worlds hawked their wares, each stall a universe unto itself. In the midst of this cosmic cacophony, a lone human ambled through the crowd, his eyes wide with wonder. James Hudson, a cultural liaison from Earth, had been sent to Lymara Prime as part of an exchange program designed to foster goodwill and understanding between species. He was a man of average build with an adventurous spirit and a seemingly insatiable curiosity. His mission was simple: learn, observe, and most importantly, taste. As James wandered, he was drawn to a particular stall by the intoxicating aroma of spices. The vendor, a tall, willowy creature with skin that shimmered like liquid silver, was an acclaimed chef from the planet Xylaris. Known for their culinary prowess, Xylarians were famed for creating dishes that could challenge even the most daring palates. "Ah, a human!" the Xylarian chef exclaimed, their many eyes blinking in unison. "Welcome to Xylarth's culinary wonders. Care to try the Xylarian Fire Noodles? It's said to be the spiciest dish in the quadrant." James grinned, a twinkle of mischief in his eyes. "I'm game. I've tried some pretty hot stuff back home." The chef's eyes widened slightly, a ripple of disbelief passing through their features. "Very well, but be warned, human. This dish is not for the faint of heart." James watched as the chef deftly prepared the noodles, their hands a blur of motion. The air around the stall seemed to shimmer with heat as spices were tossed into a sizzling pan, each ingredient releasing a fiery aroma that made the air itself feel alive. The noodles were finally placed before him, a vibrant red dish that seemed to pulsate with latent energy. With a nod of thanks, James picked up a pair of chopsticks and took a generous bite. The flavors exploded in his mouth, a symphony of heat and spice that danced across his taste buds. It was intense, but not overwhelming. In fact, it reminded him of the time he had tried his grandmother's infamous chili back on Earth. James chewed thoughtfully, then swallowed, his expression contemplative. "Not spicy enough," he said, almost to himself, before taking another bite. The words had barely left his mouth when the Xylarian chef staggered backward, their skin flickering with a cascade of colors before they crumpled to the ground in a dramatic faint. The surrounding crowd gasped, a murmur of shock rippling through the bazaar. James blinked, chopsticks poised in midair, as he looked down at the fallen chef. "Oh dear," he muttered, feeling the eyes of a dozen different species upon him. "I didn't mean to." A nearby vendor, a stocky creature with bark-like skin, leaned over. You ate the fire noodles and said they weren't spicy enough." James shrugged, a sheepish smile playing on his lips. "I guess I have a high tolerance." The crowd erupted into a mix of laughter and disbelief, the tension of the moment dissipating into a shared amusement. James set his chopsticks down, crouching beside the chef, who was being revived by a concerned bystander waving a pungent-smelling root under their nose. The Xylarian chef groaned softly, their eyes fluttering open. They looked up at James, a mixture of awe and incredulity etched across their features. You truly are a remarkable species," they murmured. James chuckled, offering a hand to help them up. "We humans do have a knack for surprises." As the chef regained their composure, the crowd began to disperse, the incident quickly becoming another tale to be told in the vibrant tapestry of Lymara Prime. James, meanwhile, found himself surrounded by a newfound circle of curious aliens, each eager to learn more about the seemingly indomitable human and his peculiar palate. As the commotion settled, James found himself the center of attention, surrounded by a diverse assembly of curious aliens, each eager to probe the mysteries of human resilience. His initial embarrassment at causing a scene gave way to a sense of amusement. After all, he was here to bridge cultural gaps, and what better way than through a shared love of food? A squat, amphibian-like creature with skin that shimmered like wet pebbles approached, its eyes wide with curiosity. "I am Greg of the Trilaxians," it croaked, Is it true that humans consume capsaicin for pleasure? James nodded, recalling the fiery delights of Earth's culinary landscape. Yeah, we have peppers that can make you sweat bullets, but it's all in good fun. Grak blinked slowly, as if trying to comprehend the concept. Fascinating. On Trilaxia, we use capsaicin as a defense mechanism. Another alien, tall and reed-thin with a head resembling a sunflower, chimed in. And yet you find pleasure in it. Truly, you humans are a paradox. James laughed, feeling more at ease. I suppose we like a bit of a challenge. It's like climbing a mountain or running a marathon. The thrill of pushing limits. The Xylarian chef, now fully recovered, rejoined the circle, their pride seemingly unscathed. Perhaps I underestimated you, human. Your kind is more resilient than I imagined. James gave a modest shrug. We've had to adapt to all sorts of environments on Earth. I guess it's just in our nature. As the conversation continued, James learned more about the culinary traditions of the various species present. The Trilaxians, it turned out, had a penchant for dishes that were more texture than flavor, while the sunflower-headed alien, a Florin, spoke of meals that were as much about aesthetics as taste, with each dish resembling a work of art. The exchange of culinary tales was rich with laughter and mutual admiration, each species marveling at the other's unique approaches to the universal necessity of eating. James felt a warm camaraderie spreading through the group, the initial surprise of his spicy encounter giving way to a shared sense of wonder at the diversity of the galaxy. As the sun began to set on Lymara Prime, casting long shadows across the bustling bazaar, James was approached by a dignified-looking alien with a crystalline skin that refracted the fading light into a dazzling spectrum. They introduced themselves as Vel, a cultural historian from the planet Quarix. James Hudson Vel began, their voice resonant with curiosity. Your encounter with the Xylarian chef has become quite the topic of discussion. It seems you've inadvertently sparked a cultural phenomenon. James rubbed the back of his neck, slightly abashed. I didn't mean to cause such a stir. I was just hungry. Vel smiled, a gesture that seemed to light up their entire face. Sometimes the most profound insights come from the simplest actions. Your experience has highlighted a fascinating aspect of human adaptability. Would you be willing to participate in a cultural symposium to share more about your species? James hesitated, the weight of the request settling in. He was, after all, just an ordinary guy with a penchant for spicy food. But the opportunity to represent Earth, to share his experiences and learn from others, was too enticing to pass up. I'd be honored, James replied, his voice steady with newfound resolve. If I can help build bridges between our worlds, then count me in. Vel nodded, clearly pleased. Excellent. The symposium will take place tomorrow evening at the Hall of Concordance. Prepare to share your stories, James Hudson. The galaxy is eager to learn from you. As Vel departed, James found himself reflecting on the day's events. What had started as a simple quest for lunch had turned into a cultural exchange that exceeded his wildest expectations. He felt a sense of purpose welling within him, a determination to embrace the unexpected and to continue exploring the vast tapestry of life beyond Earth. With a contented sigh, James took one last look around the vibrant bazaar, the air still infused with the rich aromas of countless cuisines. He felt a profound connection to the world around him, a reminder that despite the vast distances between stars, the shared experiences of food, laughter, and curiosity could unite even the most disparate of beings. The morning sun cast a golden hue over Lymara Prime, painting the bustling streets with a warm glow. James awoke with a sense of anticipation, the events of the previous day still fresh in his mind. He had spent the night pondering what stories to share at the symposium, eager to present humanity in all its eccentric and resilient glory. After a quick breakfast at the guest quarters provided by the Lymara Exchange Program, James made his way to the Hall of Concordance. The building was an architectural marvel, its spires reaching skyward, crafted from a material that seemed to shift colors with the changing light. Inside, the hall was filled with representatives from various species, all gathered to learn about the peculiarities of human culture. Vel greeted James at the entrance, their crystalline forms shimmering in the ambient light. "Welcome, James Hudson. We're delighted to have you here. The symposium will begin shortly." James nodded, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. "I'm ready. I hope I can do justice to the stories of Earth." Vel led him to a central platform, where speakers were invited to share their experiences. The room buzzed with anticipation. A sea of alien faces turned toward him, each reflecting a unique blend of curiosity and skepticism. As James took his place on the platform, he cleared his throat, searching for the right words to begin. "Thank you for inviting me to speak today. I'm James Hudson, and I come from a small planet called Earth. We humans are a curious bunch, always seeking new experiences and challenges." He paused, gauging the audience's reaction. Encouraged by their attentive silence, he continued, "Yesterday I had the pleasure of trying Xylarian Fire Noodles. It was quite an experience. But what struck me most was the reaction of those around me. You see, on Earth we have a long tradition of spicy foods. For us, it's not just about the heat, but the thrill of pushing boundaries." A ripple of murmurs spread through the crowd, a mixture of disbelief and intrigue. James smiled, feeling more at ease. "We humans are adaptable. We've survived harsh climates, explored inhospitable terrains, and even ventured into space. Our resilience is part of what makes us who we are." He shared stories of Earth's diverse cultures, from the fiery curries of India to the tangy chilies of Mexico. He spoke of the camaraderie found in sharing a meal, the way food brought people together despite their differences. As he talked, he could see nods of understanding and appreciation from the audience. "Adaptability is key to our survival," James explained. "We learn, we improvise, and we find joy in the unexpected. That's why something like spicy food, which might seem daunting, becomes a source of delight and a way to connect with others." As he concluded, James felt a sense of fulfillment. He had managed to convey not just the quirks of human culture, but the spirit of exploration and unity that defined his species. The room erupted in applause, a universal gesture of appreciation that transcended language. Vel approached, their expression one of genuine admiration. "James Hudson, your stories have given us much to ponder. You've shown us a side of humanity that is both inspiring and endearing." James chuckled, relieved and grateful. "I'm glad I could share a bit of our world with you all. It's been an incredible experience." As the symposium continued with other speakers sharing their own cultural tales, James mingled with the crowd, engaging in lively discussions and answering questions about Earth. He found himself learning just as much as he taught, each conversation a window into the vast diversity of the galaxy. By the time the event concluded, James felt a deep sense of connection with the beings around him. He realized that despite their differences, they all shared a common desire to understand and appreciate one another. It was a reminder of the power of cultural exchange and the potential for friendship across the stars. As he left the Hall of Concordance, James looked up at the sky, a tapestry of stars stretching into infinity. He felt a renewed sense of purpose, a determination to continue exploring and sharing the wonders of humanity with the universe. In that moment, he knew that his journey had only just begun, and that the galaxy was full of endless possibilities waiting to be discovered. The days following the symposium were a whirlwind of activity for James. The story of the human who found Xylarian Fire Noodles not spicy enough had spread like wildfire across Lymara Prime, earning him a blend of admiration and disbelief. Invitations poured in from various cultural groups, each eager to learn more about Earth and its enigmatic inhabitants. James found himself at the center of a cultural exchange that transcended mere curiosity. The bazaar, once a place of simple exploration for him, transformed into a vibrant classroom where he both taught and learned. Every stall and alley offered new insights into the lives and traditions of the galaxy's myriad species. One afternoon, as James strolled through the bazaar, he was approached by a delegation from the scifistories, a race known for their intricate storytelling. Their leader, a dignified being whose skin resembled rippling water, extended an invitation to a safari storytelling gathering, a rare honor, as these events were typically reserved for their own kind. Intrigued, James accepted. The gathering was held in a secluded grove on the outskirts of the city, where the trees whispered secrets in the wind. As night fell, the safari began their tales, weaving stories with a fluid grace that seemed to blend reality and imagination. James listened, enraptured by the tales of ancient heroes and cosmic adventures. When it was his turn, he shared a story from Earth, a tale of human perseverance and ingenuity. He spoke of the Apollo moon landing, a testament to humanity's unyielding spirit and thirst for discovery. The safari listened in rapt attention, their expressions a mix of awe and contemplation. When he finished, there was a moment of silence, followed by a ripple of appreciative murmurs. James had managed to capture their imagination, bridging the gap between worlds with the universal language of storytelling. As the gathering concluded, the safari leader approached James, their eyes reflecting the starlit sky. "Your story was a gift, James Hudson. It reminds us that even across the vastness of space, we share a common thread of wonder and aspiration." James felt a warmth spread through him, a sense of belonging that transcended the physical distance between Earth and Lymara Prime. "Thank you for inviting me. Your stories were equally inspiring. It's amazing how much we can learn from each other." In the following days, James continued to engage with various groups, each encounter deepening his understanding of the galaxy's rich tapestry. He participated in a Trilaxian feast, where dishes were more about texture and sensation than flavor, and attended a Floran art exhibit, where meals were crafted as living sculptures. Through these experiences, James discovered a profound truth. Despite the differences in biology, culture, and tradition, there was a shared yearning for connection and understanding. It was this shared humanity, or perhaps shared sentience, that bound them all together. One evening, as James sat on a balcony overlooking the city, he reflected on his journey. He had arrived on Lymara Prime as a curious traveler, but the incredible tapestry of experiences had transformed him into a bridge between worlds. The galaxy, with all its wonders and complexities, had become a part of him, just as he had become a part of it. Vel joined him, their crystalline form glinting in the fading light. "James, your presence here has been a catalyst for understanding. You've shown us the beauty of human adaptability and the power of shared stories." James nodded, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. "I've learned so much from everyone here. It's been an incredible journey." Vel smiled, their expression one of genuine warmth, "And it's only the beginning. There are countless worlds to explore and stories to share." As they sat together watching the stars emerge one by one, James felt a renewed sense of purpose. He realized that his role as a cultural liaison was not just about representing Earth, but about fostering connections that transcended the boundaries of space and time. In that moment, he made a silent vow to continue exploring, learning, and sharing the wonders of humanity with the cosmos. The galaxy was vast and full of mysteries, but it was also a place of infinite possibilities and friendships waiting to be forged. And James Hudson was ready to embrace them all. As James settled into his role as a cultural ambassador, he found himself increasingly woven into the social fabric of Lymara Prime. His days were filled with exchanges that transcended mere curiosity, evolving into profound dialogues on coexistence and mutual respect. The initial novelty of being the human who could withstand the Xylarian Fire Noodles had blossomed into something far richer, a genuine exchange of ideas and philosophies. And one morning, as James navigated the bustling streets, he was approached by a delegation from the Council of Intergalactic Relations. The Council, a respected body dedicated to fostering peace and cooperation among species, had taken an interest in James's unique ability to connect across cultural divides. They extended an invitation for him to participate in an upcoming summit focused on interspecies collaboration. The summit was held in the Grand Hall of Unity, a majestic structure that seemed to defy gravity with its sweeping arches and luminous walls. Representatives from dozens of worlds gathered, each bringing their own perspectives and aspirations to the table. James felt a mix of excitement and responsibility, aware of the opportunity to contribute to a dialogue that could shape the future of intergalactic relations. As the summit commenced, speakers from various species shared their visions for a harmonious galaxy. They spoke of shared challenges and the need for cooperation in addressing issues ranging from resource allocation to cultural preservation. James listened intently, absorbing the diverse perspectives and considering how humanity could contribute to these shared goals. When it was his turn to speak, James approached the podium with a sense of purpose. "Thank you for the opportunity to be here today," he began, his voice steady. "As a representative of Earth, I'm honored to share our experiences and learn from yours." He spoke of humanity's journey, highlighting moments of triumph and adversity. He shared stories of collaboration and innovation, emphasizing the importance of adaptability and resilience. James drew parallels between Earth's history and the challenges faced by the galaxy, underscoring the potential for growth through unity. "Our strength lies in our diversity," James concluded. "Each of us brings something unique to the table. By working together, we can overcome obstacles and create a future that benefits all." His words resonated with the audience, sparking a lively discussion on the potential for collaboration. Delegates from various species approached James afterward, eager to explore partnerships and exchange knowledge. The summit became a catalyst for new alliances, with James at the heart of a burgeoning network of intergalactic cooperation. In the days that followed, James worked closely with representatives from different worlds, facilitating dialogues and helping to bridge cultural gaps. He found himself in the role of mediator, navigating the complexities of interspecies communication with a blend of diplomacy and empathy. Each interaction deepened his understanding of the galaxy's intricate tapestry, reinforcing his belief in the power of connection. One evening, as James reviewed the day's progress, Vel joined him in the council's garden, a serene space filled with exotic flora from across the galaxy. The air was fragrant with the scent of alien blossoms, a reminder of the beauty that emerged from diversity. "You've accomplished much in your time here," James Vel remarked, their crystalline form catching the light. "Your efforts have inspired many to see beyond their own worlds." James smiled, a sense of fulfillment washing over him. "It's been a team effort. Everyone here has shown a willingness to learn and grow." Vel nodded, their expression thoughtful. "Your presence has been a reminder of the potential for unity. You've helped us see that despite our differences, we share a common destiny." As they walked through the garden, James reflected on the journey that had brought him to this point. He realized that his role as a cultural ambassador was not just about sharing Earth's stories, but about fostering a sense of belonging and shared purpose among the stars. With each new friendship and collaboration, James felt a deepening connection to the galaxy and its inhabitants. The vastness of space no longer seemed daunting, but rather a canvas upon which the future could be painted. As the night sky unfolded above them, James felt a renewed sense of purpose. He knew that the journey was far from over and that countless adventures awaited, but he also understood that the bonds he had forged would serve as a foundation for a brighter, more interconnected future. Together with his newfound allies, James was ready to explore the endless possibilities that lay ahead, confident in the knowledge that the galaxy was a place of wonder and potential waiting to be discovered.